You want to hear a secret? I wouldn't be up here in front of all of you today if it wasn't for a class that I took junior year called American Studies. That class had only 17 other individuals besides myself, so I got to know each one of them very well. I was very fortunate to strengthen a relationship with one of my closest friends and to make some new close friends along the way. Those individuals in that class made it worth my time and effort to pursue something that I hadn't done before. Pursue a talent of mine and a passion of mine, a passion for poetry. It was something I did in middle school just for fun, just to kill time. But for that class, it really meant something, because those people meant a lot to me. I feel the very same way about this class of 2012. So I have a poem for all of you. A poem titled, Our Time, Our Story. Our time together has almost completely been spent. No, really, there's only a few pennies left, so here are my 2 cents. When we were freshmen, many of us were in an awkward stage. Back then, we just wanted to turn the page. Right away, our social groups had drastically changed, thanks to all the new Facebook friends we had gained. It's safe to say we had started off high school with little disdain. However, PE for some of us would become a major pain. As sophomores, we were making decisions, becoming more independent, electing Jasper Beachy as sophomore class president. Remember air bands that year? Our jungle tribe pounding on the floor, leaving the freshmen begging for more, and cheering in 3rd place the juniors, in 2nd place the sophomores. I can still hear the echoes from our night rally roars right down to my core. Back then, we were half done with Gunn, but with much left in store. Ready to stun everyone, ready to spread our wings and soar. Well, sort of. Soar was not what we did, but instead how we felt for most of junior year. But let me be clear, junior year was really nothing to be feared, except for the months of stressful sweat and troubled tears, sitting through Spanish classes for what seemed like years, devoting nights and weekends to robotics, to then dream of only nuts, bolts, and gears, memorizing the Krebs cycle while writing English essays until your brain had been seared, being swamped by supplemental APUSH reading, then formulating your own trail of tears, finding out at 1 a.m. that your math test is tomorrow, then shouting out words that I can't say up here. Luckily, we talked it out from peer to peer, hearing from those most dear that everything will be okay in the end, unlike Shakespeare. And after our final APs, we began to cheer. It was finally over, or so it would appear, because when all the dust had cleared, there were still college apps looking near. But before I go on, I'd like to shift over to the highlights of our 3rd year. Insert highlights here. Oh dear. Just kidding, there were some great highlights, one of them definitely being prom night. No question, prom was the bomb. I just wish the admin didn't panic when the dance floor looked like the scene from Animal Planet. But let's be honest, is there something wrong with how we danced that away? What do I think? Well, as Lady Gaga would say, we were born this way. Unfortunately, our good memories would soon be fleeting, because as seniors, college apps would give us our first meeting. Hours of writing, rereading, and deleting. Those red triangles like Pokemon soon evolved to yellow squares and green triangles. The motto, gotta submit them all. Staring at the computer screen, our eyes grew weary. What are my dreams and aspirations? I wish I could just ask Siri. Not knowing the decision of where we would be going was stress enough for some of us to start T-bowing. For months, we put the pro in procrastination, adding moments of inspiration and concentration, which culminated with an array of acceptances and jubilation. But college apps were only a small piece of pie, like not much more than 3.14159. Senior year had started with an invasion of mind, men, and women. Our tempo had risen just like we had envisioned. We took over homecoming in dominating fashion. Our air bands showed off our class spirit and passion. We always gave it our best, and that time was no exception. It was greatness within greatness, an injection of inception. Could we ever forget the Optimist scandal when a blog post caused Pally students to fly off the handle? Pally girls basketball, still worried about their AP spelling final, allowed Gunn girls basketball to win their first ever CCS title. Jordan, Hannah, Julia, and Kat, the team will miss you next year, there's no doubt about that. And even though our boys basketball team fell short of impressive, the sixth man still appearing cheer team's chant of be aggressive. And it was almost as if Dr. Dre and Kanye, Jay-Z and Weezy all went on strike. Because everyone became a rapper at Gunn, competing for Facebook likes by spitting lyrics into the mic. Gotta give a shout out to EMP, my brothers for life. With the end in sight, here are my final words of advice. Don't rush. Take it slow. Go camping with your bros. Take that summer trip to a place that only accepts euros. Step outside your comfort zone and go a little loco. You know the motto, YOLO. If you follow your hearts filled with pride and continue to walk every stride with your head held high, you will find that success will be along for the ride. And if life is a road trip, we're just stopping for gas. This whole high school thing will soon be a thing of the past. When we're further down the road and take a look back in the rear view, we'll be reminiscing the creative, courageous, and comical times we've been through. And to the mathletes, athletes, nerds, and geeks, to those who constantly seek, who don't stop till they have reached their peak, to those who'd rather be static than kinematic, to the theatric and Harry Potter fanatics, to those who robotics, love economics, create harmonics that sound so melodic, to the wannabe, Kobe's, Messi's, and Andy-rotics, to the performers, singers, speech and debaters, we will all face failures in this world full of haters. But remember, all of you have so many unique talents. None of you are simply mediocre. The world will not end in 2012. We will just be taking over. Thank you.